Alright guys, today we are going to work on a game over screen, and having this game over screen put you back on the main menu after a little bit of time. Here's what it looks like right now as a finished product. I have a screen that says game over. In the bottom right it's got a small countdown timer, and it sends me back to my game, and then I can play my game. Alright, so we're going to make this and draw it. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go to pixel art, and I'm not going to actually draw all this stuff, but I am going to give you a little bit of hints here. You can go to pixel art, and you can hit file and new, and this is where you're going to choose the width for what size you want to have. These are the different sizes for your screens. 4:3, there's two different sizes. I chose ones that would work for pixel art. 4:3 is a squarish screen, and 16:9 is a wider screen. I'm using the 16:9 picture here, so I used this top one. I just gave you a couple different ones that would work on pixel art. You can find this information on Neo. This information is here under these breakout sprites right here. Sprite sizes right there. You can look for sprite sizes. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is you're going to add a new scene. I'm just going to recreate my whole scene here, and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to hit this little plus sign, and I'm going to do a new 2D scene. After you have created your background, you're going to want to find that picture, and mine is over here. I've got two of them. I have one that is a 4:3 and one that's 16:9. I'm going to add a sprite. Here's the sprite. Create. And I'm just going to take my 16:9 game over screen, and I'm going to drop it into the texture. Then I am going to fill up the window. Just like this. Cool deal. Now you're gonna need some code to get back to the main menu screen, so we're going to come over to the node, and we're going to add a script here. Create. We're not gonna right this second, we're not gonna type anything in. We're gonna go back to our level 2D here, and we're going to need to add one more thing. We are going to need to add a timer. So I'm going to do timer. Now this timer here is going to need to connect to our level 2D node. So I'm going to come over here to node, and I'm going to go to timeout, and I'm going to connect this to the level 2D node. Now we have our timer. It's connected. And we're also going to want to put that timer on the screen. So I'm going to come back over here again, and I'm going to add another node, and this is going to be a label. I'm going to call this label time, and I'm going to type a number in here for this time. I'm just going to do 5 seconds. And why not? I'm going to go ahead and give this a custom font so it looks nice. I've discovered a better way to make this bigger so it doesn't get all fuzzy. But you're going to go down here to the custom fonts, select this box, and I want to do a new dynamic font. And I have one font saved over here, and that's what I'm going to use, so I'm going to drag this. Actually, I got to go inside here. Click. And then, so we got to go inside of the dynamic font, go to font, and then drag and drop the font into this. So now I have my font, and I want to get a little bit bigger font, so I think I can click one of these guys over here whenever I find it. It says something like font size. Oh, settings. It's under settings there. So it is dynamic font, and then you drop your font under font data, and then settings. You're just going to raise this up. I'm going to do something like 76. That's a nice big 5. So I know how much time is there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play on this scene. It's never been saved before, so I want to save this. This is going to be my game over, and then I've already made one, so I'm putting game over 2. You probably just want to do game over. So I have my scene here, but I don't have the timer going, but we're getting closer to what we need to. Okay, so all we need is the code for the actual timer and everything. So if you guys will remember how timers work, what they do is after a certain amount of time they will come down here to this bottom code and something will run. So we're gonna use some of the same code that we used last time. You can find this code on Neo as well. So if you will come to Neo and then go to breakout code, I added a game over screen right here. So this is gonna have the code that you need for that. Here is not that code. I'm gonna have to fix that code. Let me save this. I think that'll fix it. Let's see, game over screen. No, but that is going to, it's gonna be this code right here going all the way up. I will fix that in a moment, but it'll be this code right here. So what you're going to do is you can take that code and you can copy and paste it here, and we can go over it. I like to get rid of these spaces that it adds. So what I did on this code, I set the timer to 1.1, so the seconds would last just a little bit longer. I don't know, you could put it at 1 if you wanted, but I put it at 1.1 to make them last a little longer. And this is my timer. It starts out at 5 seconds. We store the timer into a node called timer. We put 5 seconds on the clock. We make it tick down every 1.1 seconds, and then we start the timer. And then on the time, every time it times out, it's going to subtract 1 from the timer, and it's going to reset the node time to just seconds. And then if the timer is at -1, it's going to put us on the main menu. Now this part right here is going to be different for you, possibly. If your main menu is called main menu, then that's where you're going to want to go. Yours might be called level 1, or whatever. Just basically this is going to be whatever your main menu is called. So yours may not have capitals, mine do. So if I hit play on this, the timer should count down, and when it reaches 0, it's going to put us on the start screen, and if you hit start, you should be able to play your games. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to fix the code over there. It won't look like that for very long. Alright, I will see you guys in the next video. See you later.